with your role at Bank of America, I know you joined as a grad,
Yeah.
right? As a graduate, for those who don't understand that. So, can you tell us how you got into that role?
Yeah, sure. So while I was doing my master's degree at TUS Athlone, I started applying for the grad roles. So here in Ireland, they have a different system for the graduate opportunities at least. They open up at least 1 year prior. So if you're starting a course or 1 year course, say in September, you have opportunities for the following year, starting from the October till the December of that year. So for me, I started to look out grad opportunities through the company websites rather than focusing only on LinkedIn or career jobs websites. And I did apply to Bank of America from their opportunity that was posted on the website. It was, I think, in October. And in November around, I got a first round of interview wherein there was a initial screening call asking for my background and getting to know me. Then there was a second round, which was conducted through a video interview wherein I would be sent a link and there would be a set of questions asked, and I'll have to record myself and submit that.
Is it the high view?
Yes, that's correct, through the higher view. So it would last for about, like, I'd say 30 minutes with like different sets of questions. Nothing related to the technical so far, though. It was more on the behavioral side and trying to understand what I bring to the company and why I'm really interested at Bank of America. And then the third round was a call from the HR, which was late after New Year's, asking if I was still interested in the role and if I'm still pursuing, because like there was a brief gap between the last round and the winter break.
Okay.
So they still wanted to check if I was.
Was it during the COVID period?
It was.
Was that the reason for the gap?
Yeah, and also usually I think people tend to go on winter break during end of December
Like
till the mid of January,
holidays,
exactly.
yeah.
And there's not many people around. And I think the HR wanted to check if I was still interested in the role, and I hadn't, gone into some other company in the meantime. So it was a quick check there, and then they scheduled for a technical interview, giving me an option of dates, which was in Feb, somewhere around the first week of Feb. And it was for 1 hour. Technical interview was for 1 hour. Almost 40 minutes was interview by a senior developer from the team and asking various concepts. So my team, we use Scala. That's the most quite used programming language from my team. So there were questions around if I would know Scala as such, and because it's kind of related to the OOPS concepts, adding few more functionalities. So I was very well known with the OOPS concepts, but I had no clue about Scala up until that stage.
By the way, the OOPS concept that he's referring to is the object-oriented programming concepts. Yeah.
So yeah, the interview went well for the 40 minutes, the technical interview, and then the last 20 minutes was followed by a behavioral round, trying to assess if I'm fit for the team. It raised various of questions, trying to understand how I would fit in, what would I do if there was any disparity between the teammates trying to develop the same application. So it was more of a behavioral side. And once that was done, then I got a mail saying that the hiring manager would like to talk for the last final round. And that was lasting for about like 30 to 40 minutes, trying to see what my plans are, why I'm really interested, and what makes Bank of America unique for me up for applying for that specific role, and what are my expectations. I mean, it was really a cool round, I'd say. It was not more on a formal kind of thing. It was a manager trying to have like a casual talk, trying to know me, and he's also letting me know what the company is about and what the team is currently working on, and what's the expectations that they have. It was really fun. So the overall process lasted for about good 5 to 6 months, I'd say. Spanned over 5 to 6 months, which was pretty long. But yeah, post January, when I got the HR call, I think that's when this thing started to fasten up. Because by March first week, I got an offer in hand saying, I was selected and I was good at it. So that was really a great achievement. And I was like, okay, that's awesome.
And that was when you were going to graduate. So I'm sure you were very elated.
Yeah, true. Yeah. I mean, So that was my final semester then, and we were having some project submissions and all. And I was like, nope, this is the day I'm just going to, enjoy this for myself.
Yeah.
And I'll do the submissions probably later, one day later. That's fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really good memory, I'd say.
Yeah, that's good. I think for my process, it was different because I joined the bank through an internship.
All right.
So
Yeah,
I
yeah.
did the internship, and the interview for the interview process for the internship was similar to yours, but I think the only difference was that instead of like meeting with the hiring manager, I think there was a hiring. Yeah, but I
Okay.
didn't know it was the hiring
Hiring
manager
manager.
then.
Okay.
But
Right.
then there was like I had 3 interviews as well. One was a very long. It was just one day. Everything happened in one day. One was a very long interview, and then I was just being asked series of behavioral questions,
Right.
and I was just so tired. Like it got to a point. I think I was just saying anything and everything, but
Right.
like still being cautious of what I was saying.
Yeah.
And that went well. And then the next one was the hiring manager
Right.
interview. And with that, since I'm just doing an internship, they didn't really
Mm.
ask me how like I'm
Yeah, yeah.
fitting.
Right.
But I think that one was just a presentation. So they will tell you before time that
Mhm.
like prepare a presentation on a
Okay.
topic and then you come and present. And I think during
Right.
that time I was working on an autism project. So
Oh, okay. That's cool.
I did like a data analytics autism, something related to autism.
Okay.
And then I presented that to the hiring manager. Because I think at the end of the interview, he asked me how the project I have worked on can be applied in the bank.
Oh,
And
okay.
then I told him, I mean, it's data analytics, so
Right.
we can get insights into
Yeah.
like customers, clients, and all of that. Yeah, that was cool. And then the last one was the technical round where I was asked questions on like Python,
Okay.
like object-oriented
Right.
programming and threads and
Yeah.
parallelism, serialization, like those concepts. And I remember at that time I had like I had worked on something related to threads at that point. So I just went to search through my files. I was like,
Right.
oh, can I show you something that I've done? She was like, okay. And I went to show her something that I had
That's
done.
really cool.
And then yeah, that was it for my process. So yeah, thanks for sharing that. Very cool. Since we had different journeys, but then we both ended up at the same similar places.
Yeah.
Not the same. Yeah, so that's cool.